Hello, my name is邱毓斌Chiu. I'm from National Pingtung University. My talk is about what is an ideal labor management relations. My talk today is about work. We have to work in order to create the proper living environment, to earn the money, to fulfill your creativity and dreams. By working, people in the past or in contemporary societies are able to get a better life or make the world better. There are various kinds of works in the world: teaching, operating the cameras, selling things, doing gardening, cooking, driving cars, writing codes and programs, and so on. But today, we are going to divide this work into two categories, depending on the position in workplace. First category, you hire people, so you are the employers or capitalists. Second, you are hired by someone. You are the employees or workers. The relations between employers and the employees is called labor relations or labor management relations. Of course, there are some other categories like self-employees, such as street vendors or taxi drivers. Or we have farmers who grow things and sell them in the market. However, in contemporary society, most people work as employees and a small amount of people are employers. Together, they contribute to the economic development. But for every individual like us, we have to find a job and work within the labor relations every day. So the labor relations are very important. Labor relations define the process of decision-making between employers and the employees. Labor relations significantly decide the wages, working hours, working conditions, safety, protection, and the bonus and punishment. In short, labor relations decided we are happy or miserable at work. I often use sea salt as an example to explain the formation of labor management relations and the labor policies. First, we have a small group of people who as employers on the one side of the sea salt. And on the other side, we have many employees. Which side is heavier? Which side enjoys bigger social influences? Of course, the employers. In retrospect, the employers to enjoy tremendous power to decide everything in the employment. Because in capitalist society, people believe that the owner of capital have the power to decide how to use the money in the business. So they decided the wages, working hours, working conditions, and so on. In order to make more money, most employers are understandably not treating their employees very nice. So we have witnessed lots of sweatshop in histories where the working hours were so long, working conditions so filthy and dangerous, and the wages are so low. So gradually, there are more and more voices from the other side of the sea salt. Workers start to say, hey, wait a minute, boss, we need to negotiate. The horrible situations need to be changed. Workers are suffering and dying. This photo is taken by me when I did my PhD in England. I visited a museum called People's History Museum in Manchester, where is the powerhouse of the world economy in the 19th century. This photo was taken in the textile factories, where most employees were children and teenagers. These young ladies might work 14 to 16 hours per day and earn very little. According to a survey, in the second half of 19th century, The average life expectancy of workers in manufacturing factories in England was only around 30 years old. Here is another photo called "Lunch Atop a Skyscraper." Quite shocking, is it? This is a real photo, not being photoshopped at all. This was taken on September 20, 1932 in New York City during the construction of a skyscraper called Rockefeller Center. 11 immigrant workers leg dangling 850 feet above Midtown in Manhattan. Any protection? Any safety net? No, not at all. Not even a helmet. This was the reality of construction workers in labor relations at the moment. Of course, this is the result of employers' intention to save the cost. Let's come back to the seesaw. All these miserable circumstances were made because this uneven power structure in labor relations. The extremely unfair power structure cannot last long. That's why there are so many huge protests, riots, or even revolutions in some countries in the first half of the 20th century. The workers are asking for more labor protections and the labor standards, and they refuse to work in such unequal environment. So, in order to save the system, therefore, some laws started to regulate employers' rights. For example, the Labor Standards Act, which does not allow the employers to set the wage, working condition, working hours freely. The Occupational Safety and Health Act stipulates the obligation of employers to provide the basic requirement for work safety and health. In other words, to secure stable labor relations, the employers cannot do whatever they want anymore, because people gradually realize that the economic achievement is accomplished collectively by the employers and the employees. These regulations will not be in place without the formation of workers' power, which means that some weight needs to be added on the other side. What is that? Yes, the trade unions, the collective power of workers. That's why the freedom of association, the freedom of unionization, has been put in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of the United Nations and the various international conventions of labor rights. Being weighted down the union right, the workers might be entitled in a more equal power structure within which the labor and the employers can negotiate important issues at the workplace equally. This is called collective bargaining. This word, collective, is quite important because an individual worker cannot possibly enjoy such huge bargain power by him or herself. When there is a consensus on the negotiation, both sides sign the collective agreement. However, if there is different opinion or disagreement, then the other actors might join in, the government. The role of the government is to ensure that both sides should honestly attend the negotiation and to conduct the necessary procedures of labor disputes. The government also plays a pivotal role of social security systems such as labor insurance, national health insurance, and the retirement and the pension scheme. In the worst scenario of labor disputes, the labor side should have the rights to refuse to work. That is the right of strike. That's the last measure to solve the problem. The cost of strike, of course, is very, very high for the labor side because no work, no pay. But sometimes It probably is the only way, the most efficient way to persuade the management to accept the voice of workers. So, we can identify 3 kinds of rights here to make the system more equal. The rights to unionize, the rights of collective bargaining, and the rights to strike. Whether these 3 rights have been well entitled and enforced is the precondition of ideal labor management relations. You might ask, finally, what is the situation of these 3 rights in Taiwan? Or you might ask, how far is Taiwan's reality from the ideal labor relations? The answer is this. I'm very sorry. We still have a long, long way to go. Thank you very much.